Imagine waking up to discover that an entire army, thousands of elite soldiers, vanished overnight without a single battle. No clash of swords, no marching victory, just silence and death. What if the most powerful army on earth was destroyed by something they could not see? Before we uncover the moment an angel wiped out an empire's forces in a single night, make sure to like this video and share it with a friend who loves extraordinary Bible mysteries, because what you are about to discover is one of the most shocking moments recorded in Scripture, and if you miss the end, you'll miss the truth behind a miracle that changed history forever. Tonight, we journey into a story of fear, power, and divine intervention. A night when heaven itself stepped onto the battlefield. The year is around 701 BC, and the world trembles under the shadow of the Assyrian Empire. Their armies are unstoppable. Cities fall like dominoes. Nations collapse beneath their iron discipline. Their king Sennacherib is feared across the known world. Wherever his banners rise, destruction follows. Now his gaze is fixed on one small kingdom, Judah. Compared to Assyria's power, Judah is nothing. A fragile nation with a single fortified city standing between survival and annihilation, Jerusalem. Inside its walls, King Hezekiah faces an impossible reality. Outside, a massive army gathers like a dark ocean around the city. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers surround Jerusalem. War machines, archers, elite warriors hardened by conquest. By every human calculation, Jerusalem is already lost. But something strange begins to unfold. Instead of attacking immediately, the Assyrian commander delivers a chilling message to the people of Jerusalem. Standing outside the walls, he shouts loudly in their own language so everyone can hear. Do not let Hezekiah deceive you, he warns. No god of any nation has ever saved their land from the king of Assyria. The message spreads like poison through the city. Fear grips the population. Mothers hold their children. Soldiers on the walls tighten their grip on their spears. The Assyrians are not just threatening war, they are challenging the power of God himself. And the question now echoes through the streets of Jerusalem. Will heaven answer? Inside the palace, King Hezekiah receives the letter sent by Sennacherib. The message is brutal. It lists every nation already conquered, every city destroyed, every god that failed to protect its people. The implication is clear: Jerusalem will be next. But instead of surrendering, Hezekiah does something unexpected. He walks into the temple of the Lord and spreads the letter out before God. Imagine the scene: a king kneeling in desperation. No army strong enough to fight back. No allies coming to rescue them, just a prayer rising into silence. Lord, you alone are God over all the kingdoms of the earth. Deliver us. The fate of an entire nation now hangs on this moment. Then something extraordinary happens. The prophet Isaiah sends a message to the king. It is not a military strategy. It is not advice about defenses or weapons. It is a promise, a shocking prophecy. Isaiah declares that the Assyrian king will never enter the city. He will not shoot an arrow into Jerusalem. He will not build a siege ramp against its walls. Instead, he will return the same way he came, defeated. Think about how impossible that sounds. Outside the walls stands the most powerful army on earth. Inside the city, a frightened population waits for an attack that could come at any moment. Yet heaven claims the battle is already decided. Night falls over Jerusalem. Torches flicker along the city walls. The Assyrian army settles into their massive camps surrounding the city. Tens of thousands of soldiers eat, drink, and prepare for the conquest that will come with the sunrise. From their perspective, tomorrow will be simple. Jerusalem will fall like every other city before it. But something they cannot see begins to move in the darkness. The Bible records the moment with breathtaking simplicity. During that night, the angel of the Lord went out. No army noticed. No trumpets sounded. No warning echoed through the camp, but heaven had entered the battlefield. Imagine the silence of that night. Wind moving through the tents, guards standing watch, unaware of what approaches. Then suddenly, death. One by one, soldiers collapse where they stand. Warriors who survived countless battles fall without lifting their swords. The unseen presence moves through the camp like a storm of divine judgment. By the time the darkness fades and dawn approaches, the unimaginable has already happened. Morning arrives. The first rays of sunlight stretch across the Assyrian camp, but something is terribly wrong. No movement, no marching formations, no battle preparation. When survivors begin to wake, they realize the horrifying truth. Bodies lie everywhere. Soldiers who slept beside them are now lifeless. Commanders, archers, warriors, 185,000 men are dead. Not defeated in combat, not struck by arrows, just gone. The most powerful army on earth has been shattered in a single night. Inside Jerusalem, the people slowly realize the enemy has gone silent. Scouts peer over the walls. What they see is almost impossible to comprehend. The massive army that once surrounded them is no longer a threat. Instead of soldiers preparing for battle, the battlefield has become a graveyard. Panic spreads through the remaining Assyrians. Their invincible reputation has been destroyed. The king who once boasted that no god could stop him now faces a disaster no strategy could explain. King Sennacherib does the unthinkable. He retreats, the conqueror of nations, abandons the campaign, and returns to Assyria in humiliation. The empire that once terrified the world has been forced to withdraw from a city it never even attacked. The prophecy spoken by Isaiah has come true exactly as promised. No arrow fired, no siege built. The battle was won without a single sword raised by the defenders of Jerusalem, but the story doesn't end there. Years later, while Sennacherib worships in the temple of his own god, another shocking event unfolds. 2 of his own sons assassinate him. The king who mocked the God of Israel meets his end not on a battlefield, but inside the place he believed would protect him. History closes the chapter with a powerful reminder. Arrogance against God carries consequences far beyond human control. This extraordinary moment leaves us with a haunting question. Why did this miracle happen? The story is not just about the destruction of an army, it is about a kingdom that chose faith instead of surrender. When every human solution failed, Hezekiah turned to God, and the response came in a way no one could have predicted. No strategy, no alliance, just divine intervention. But here is the deeper mystery. How many moments in history have unfolded the same way and seen forces shaping events while people assume everything is decided by human power alone? The fall of that army reminds us that the visible world is not the whole story. Sometimes the greatest battles are fought in places we cannot see. And that brings us to you. What would you do if you were inside those walls of Jerusalem, surrounded by fear, facing an enemy that seems unstoppable? Would you trust the promise of God or prepare for defeat? This ancient story continues to challenge every generation with the same choice between fear and faith. Now here is something even more fascinating. This event is recorded not only in the Bible but also in ancient historical records describing the Assyrian campaign. Yet those records strangely avoid explaining why the invasion suddenly failed. They simply state that the king returned home. History remembers the retreat, but scripture reveals the reason. So the next time someone claims miracles are impossible, remember this night, a moment when heaven moved silently through an army camp and changed the course of history forever. One angel, one night, one empire humbled. If this story amazed you, imagine the other extraordinary events hidden throughout the Bible stories of mysteries, miracles, and moments where the supernatural collides with human history, and some of them are even more shocking than this one. So here is the question I want you to think about. Do you believe divine intervention still happens today? Or was this night a unique moment that will never be repeated? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Your perspective might inspire someone else watching this story with you right now. And if you want to discover more unbelievable stories like this, the kind that most people have never truly explored, click the video appearing on your screen and subscribe to the channel, because the next story might change the way you see the Bible and history forever.